Let's have a live streaming, huh? My phone doesn't want to give me notifications. Oh, that's... okay, never mind, it did. I lied! Cool, okay. Let me see. Let's do these. Just gonna tweet this out. Well, thank you, phone, for keeping going off. Oh, that's not how it's spelled under. The Undertaker, I think. So that, yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to spell phone. Okie dokie. No, he went away. Okay. There we go. Okay, hello everybody that's not in this room or chat, whatever. Today we're playing Catacomb of the Undercity. This is a choose your own adventure. Did you ever play one of those book games where you flip a book? It's like I want to attack that guy and then tells you to roll a dice and if it failed or not and go to that page? That's that game, and that was a poor explanation. But you'll see what I'm talking about as we get into it. So, without further ado, I'll play this game. Because everybody had to get up early. I had to be semi-quiet, and what better way to be quiet by playing it as a reading game. Choose your difficulty, a classic, for the true hardcore game. Book hero plays GA that were meant to be played by your fated whereas on the judgment and skill a bit of luck, starting fatality calculated by 4 roll dice. Total of 24 and the maximum of 28. Or the maximum of 48. Okay. Fitness, calculated by rolling one die, adding the number 6 for the minimum of 7 and the maximum of 12. You start with a 6 bookmark so you can use them sparingly. Adventurer, for the more relaxed player, this mode makes things a little easier for you. From the start to retaining some challenge and starting vitality automatically set to 48. Maximum fitness is 10. They also have unlimited bookmark. Casual, this is a game for a reader who wants to truly appreciate the story without worrying the limited bookmark or the fate of dice. So you know what? That's kind of boring. Blah blah blah, heal me button. You are able to heal yourself at any time, so you will never run out of vitality. Oh, the free choice button. Okay, we're gonna go with adventurers. We won't go with classic. Oh, I can choose my name. I'm gonna go just use the last part of my name, Lantern. Okay, I gotta use the first part of my name. No, actually, yeah, but whatever. Done. That's cool. In this mode, you need to roll your first stat. Venture 48 vitality. Your health reaches 0. Then, well, of course you die. 10, depending on how fit and sound, will be the moving story. Battles where you will need to test your fitness. Blah blah blah. Just, let's start your adventure. Okay. Wait. Did I need to okay, that happened. Okay, whatever. 24th day of February. 775 dawn years. Throw them in the pit, snarled a leader, motley band of thieves. A tall yet fat man, with thinning gray hair, who had clad in rich purple robe. The man takes up an ornate staff and prods you painfully in the ribs. Hands grabbed our wrist and ankle and heave you towards a gaping black hole in the chamber brick floor. Wait! You cry. I'm innocent. I never did it. I never did it. Silence, you scum! Well, I got most of the word. Says the thieves. Thief, leader, tapping you across the face. You lot are all the same. Come back for slaying some sorcerer and saving the world, and then run out of money because you blew it all down at the tavern. Then after some time you will most likely start thieving in the marketplace against implicit guild law. You deserve to die. The leader in Vivados Valvid Dios, thief master. I am slowly turning into a robot reading this. Of the Red Hand Guild, one of the I cannot read. Who cannot read? Orland, city of the most infamous criminal brotherhoods. You are but a lowly adventurer, and sometimes thief. Okay, we're adventurer, but we also are a thief at times, who have been caught up in a mob scene at the market, and wrongly accused of pickpocketing before you could even be arrested by the Arland militia. You are grabbed by the guild watcher, stripped of your belongings, and imprisoned in an abandoned building that doubled as a thief den until Valvidos and his cornes arrive. Here, boss, says one of the cronies. Assign a thief. Oh, it's gaunt thief. A gaunt thief with a long black whisker and bandolier of a razor. Bandolier, yeah, that's right. Bandolier bandoliers of 3 knives. Ow! Why did you say? What's And thus I learned the struggle of narrating. Why don't we just kill them right here and done with it? Why don't we just kill him and be done with it? How do you know a matinee, Gilo? Says Velvados, shaking his head. We're not like those dull-minded assassins from the Band of Dark Blade. We do things with style and meaning. Right, Orosho? Correct, sir. Everybody gonna have very similar voices. I don't care. Say it's a small man in a brown robe, black cloth, skull cap that marks him as a priest of the Shadow Gods. Our Lord of Shadow demands sacrifice this month, and what better way to deliver it than to toss an unfortunate into a sewer beneath the city? But what if he lives? Says Gilo temperately. What if he makes it to the Undercity? He won't make it to the Undercity. Say Vavalidos of I gotta say his name, it's different every time. But just in case you're going to be down there waiting for him. Okay. But just in case you're going to be down there waiting for him, Gilo. Gilo grunts in annoyance. The Valvidos signals the Brutus Troc bodyguard standing immediately behind you who is holding your neck with one hand while cradling a crossbow in the other. Thak. The honor is, if you please. Thak. And wow. I cannot do this. Thak, the truck shoves you into the pit, and you fall screaming through the space to land with a splash in the pool of water, whose stench makes you rent. You are in a high ceiling chamber with tunnel leading off to the in all directions. Suddenly there is a screeching noise from the above, and you look up to see the thieves throwing the slab over the entrance to the pit, extinguishing their only source of light. You yell at them to stop, but hear only the laughter, until this too disappears in the slab, block out light and sound. You stand alone in the darkness, entombed by the Red Hand Guild. Will you survive their adventure in the Catacomb of Undercity? And that's introduction. It's pitch black. You cannot see a thing. All you know that you are standing in knee-deep in foul-smelling water and subterranean chamber deep under the city of Orlands. You fight down the rising wave of panic at the being entombed in the darkness and try to remember the look of the room in which you have been dumped. There were 4 exits out of here, and that you were sure of. From your right, you can feel the faintest breeze on your feet. That's not your feet, that's your face. On your left, the air is even more cloying and scent-laden. If that is all possible. But wait! Could it be? Directly ahead, you faint light bubbling about some distance away in the blackness, and at exactly the same time, you suddenly became aware of the utmost unmistakable sound of large creature behind you, grunting and snorting at what it wads through the muck. Thank you, phones, for being stupid. Nope. Come on. Okay. Ooh, choices. Straight ahead towards the safety of light. Would you turn back and confront a creature? And that's a sure death. Does going right into the breeze sound like a good idea? Or sounded choices, all the choices of the world. Well, I guess, I feel like the safety of the light is probably the guy that's going down there to basically kill you. Breeze normally it means there's an opening somewhere, so you probably could get out that way. And the foul-smelling sense, I have no idea why they want to do that. So we're gonna not turn back. Where is it? Let's go with the breeze. Oh. You turn to the right and head into the darkness enlivened only by the faintest of breeze that plays at your face. The tunnel twists and turns, and suddenly you see a flickering light up ahead. You enter a long cavern-like chamber that is lit by several guttering torches mounted in sturdy wall brackets. The floor is deep. Still pool of black water, and at the far end of the pool is a huge steel grate through which the breeze is escaping. The air is now tainted with the faintest smell of sea air. You must be close to the dockland of Undercity. Okay, there we go. You'll notice on the left that there is another tunnel that exits the cavern. Okay, cool. Let's see. You know what? We'll investigate. Investigate. As I ran through the pool of water towards the grate, it seemed that the water became noticeably deeper soon as you up to your waist. Suddenly something wraps itself around your ankle and attempts to pull you off balance of the pool. Okay, make a friend this sec. You rolled a 6 with less than your fitness of 10 to finally pass the fitness check. Excellent! Oh look, the Kraken! You managed to maintain your balance. With a desperate lunge, you aim a kick at whatever is gripping your leg. You rewarded with your foot strike, fleshy mass under the water, and your ankle immediately releases. However, the explosion of bubble in the pool indicates that thing is also rising to the surface. You have a brief glimpse of watery brown octopus, like head with glittering black eyes, breaking the surface before the water to turn up and claw up with their clawed tip tentacles. Okay. Oh, they weaponized up octopus. That's nice. Reaching forward to ensnare you. Oh, I guess we have to fight it. Boom. Okay, let's see. You must fight. Draw your weapon. Okay, I will attack. 5. Ah, fuck. I still gotta keep on attacking. Cool. Yep, there we go. Ah, shit, that's crap. Oh, that's good. That's pretty good. You roll a fail, you lose one. You could okay, cool. We had defeated it. Okay, the bulky covenant carcass floats listlessly in the pool, trailing fluorescent green blood. Hopefully it was only one of its kind in this cavern. I'm gonna still investigate that grate. The grate is thick steel fixture extending down from the far cavern, while it appeared to be block a narrow tunnel through which the pool of water drains slowly. There may be a gap between the bottom of the pool and grate, but you are already up to your armpit in muck and cannot tell for sure without submersing. Oh yes. However, the sea breeze beyond the grate is definitely strong. Do you want to leave the tunnel? I already would dive into the bottom of the thing. Oh yes, I want to. I have passed, yay! I have submerged in the muck. You find a small ledge. Rest of all their belongings on it. You take a deep breath and submerge yourself beneath the foul of water, falling and feeling with your hands. You find the grate to fix firmly into the floor of the cavern. There's no escape route here. However, your hand also brushed over unmistakable bones of a human skeleton trapped against the grate. Some sort of tattered sack-pack is attached to the curb. You grope inside and your hand close around a smooth spear. You race it to the silver tank your newfound I cannot read. Find with you. Wiping off the muck, you find you have discovered a spherical crystalline amulet on the tarnished silver chain. Fully satisfied with your find, you retrieve your belonging and leave the cavern with the tunnel on your left. Okay. I should have took the torch. You decided perhaps you should grab the lit torch before venturing onward. Retrieving one of the torch trick as you attempted to rush up it from the wall mounting without being burned. Finally you managed to pull one free. With a good light search in hand, you leave the wide tunnels. Okay. You walk down a low tunnel that is partially flooded with brackish water. Things keep brushing against your legs, most likely fish or eel. They seem harmless enough. You throw yourself forward as a barbed harpoon flies from the concealed hole in the wall, embedded itself in the opposite wall, right above your head. Wiping the muck from your face, you complete your lucky escape. The harpoon offensive value of this, okay, basically it's telling me it's a weapon. Wondering who have set up the trap in the first place, you advance carefully down the tunnel. You see that with smart games would allow you to do that. You just simply fires at you could just steal it from the wall. The sewer tunnel widens out, and the wall contains many nooks and niches. You also see a lantern light ahead. You're moving quickly this way. Someone is coming. You could try hiding in the wall enclosed using their body shield their light sword, or they could stand their ground and confront whoever. Do you know what? You know what? We could play it safe. Speedily depress herself into the nook in the wall, hiding her light. Starts behind her back, shrinking down to the water level. The lantern light comes closer, and you can hear a voice arguing that there are two of them. Are you sure there's something here? Are you sure something is here? Says a human-like voice. Course I am, says a higher, squeakier, obvious non-human voice. Warning the bell went off, and that means something is triggered the harpoon trap. Probably such a blood rat, but always pays to suck. The lantern is sewn into various cracks and crannies. You try your hardest to stay as still as possible. Yay! I'm being lucky overall. Oh wait, never mind, I failed. The stranger spots you and the human voice there. Here, you! Get out of there! Stand up and step in the light. Reluctantly to do as you're told. You step out to face a two-armed humanoid. One is a broad-shouldered man clad in battle leather with short brown hair and scarred face. He holds up a lantern in one hand and brandishes a short sword in the other. The other stoops a yellow-skinned goblin in a stained white loincloth with gleaming red eyes and holding a long serrated dagger in a clawed fist. Both of their foreheads are stamped with the inky mark of the Dark Tower. You recognize it as the symbol of the Black Hawk mob. This is a gang of thieves and smugglers that operates out of the port area of Undercity, based in the derelict galleon that barely stays above the waterline. Right, says the goblin's stilted Olandrian accent. I don't know what an Olandrian accent is. Anyway, now you're in trouble. Well, if I don't need to fight them, I will not. I will try to. You beg for the smuggler to have mercy. I am a victim of the Red Hand Guild, you say. They threw me down here with nothing. I'm just trying to find my way to the Undercity. You got me, believe me. The smuggler look at each other, and the Black Hawk mobs are no friend of the Red Hand Guild, but these thieves respect might more than mercy. How tough are you looking at the moment? If their vitality's value is 20 or more, the smuggler lowered their weapon. Yay! I gained the respect. The smuggler decided you're too menacing to tangle with and too poor to rob. Oh, that's nice. And the enemy of the Red Hand Guild is a friend of ours, says the man. I'm Tota, by the way. And my name is Yogo, says the goblin. You've done well for yourself. Most people dumped their sewer by the Red Hand never make it this far. What happened to them, do you ask? The usual. Eaten by a blood rat. Night crawlers. Or worse, the grim place down here. Or worse, it's grim place down here. The smuggler takes you to the small chamber, sets off to the main tunnel. This serves as their hideout. Here they offer you food to eat, which you greedily accepted. After eating the food, you gain 2 points in the vitality score. Yeah! While sharing their hospitality, you may ask them for information. And you know what? Before we ask about let's ask about the goblin. It was many years ago. I was traveling by myself, heading towards Undercity, explained. Oh, that's the other guy. Well, he has a squeaky voice now. When finally I arrived, I realized that there were not many opportunities for goblins up on the surface who didn't know Orlandrian. So I had to teach myself quickly. I would have eavesdropped a conversation and tried my hardest to pick up. This was a lot harder than I thought. And after some time living on the street and feeding off scrap, I ran into Iago. Iago began to continue on with the story. I ventured up to the surface and finding bottle of wine as down here to see where everyone was running dry. I saw Tota shriveled pile on the floors and thought to myself, no goblin deserved to be like this, said Yoga. Oh. I'm mixing up the voice. Fuck it. And the rest is history, my friend. We became good friends and we taught each other that we perfected the Orlandrian language, and by that point, I felt no real need to head back to the surface, Tota remarks. You now ask them about the following. You have, or the. You know what? We can ask what the hell the Undercity is about. The Undercity was built in around beneath the docklands of the Orleans, on the site of an old ruin, says Tota. Where we met with the river, it's actually all out open about further and down. Back from the riverbank. It's completely underground. This is the bit you'll reach if you kept heading straight from here. You gotta watch yourself in the Undercity, cautioned Yoga. Plenty of thugs, pickpockets, and weird priests and creatures aren't that deceptive in the above ground part of our lanes. Your foe, Red Hand Guild, will have to watch her and wandering about, so you had to be extra careful. We got a good friend there called Lorente. Lorente? Asked Tota. You find him drinking in the Orange Lantern Tavern near the Baraka Bazaar. Tell him Tota and Yoga sent you, and he'll get you well sorted. Okay, cool. Okay, what are we gonna do? You know what? We don't need to know anything else. We're just gonna make our leaves. Yoga and Tota get up to see you off. Good luck with the Red Hand Guild, says Yoga, pressing a bottle filled with greenish liquid that you recognize as a potion of rejuvenation. It's a long walk to the Undercity, and you're gonna need it. The two smugglers walked with you for some time and give you some last-minute advice. Careful here, says Tota, shepherding you past a thin slot in the wall. Raise your disc strap, he added. The smuggler bids you farewell and commences their journey down the flooded tunnel. When you look back, they already returned to their small chamber, some way distant in the lantern-lit gloom. After a while, the tunnel widens and opens out into a large room. Oh boy! Looks like we're gonna get to fight. You have entered a place where many tunnel barrels that pass its way covers the central chamber. There are immense steel barred gullies separating it from the harbor water further down, and a dry-looking ornate stone passageway. leading to a corridor. You begin wading through the murky water to this corridor, and suddenly, as if awoken by their presence, things start thrashing about in the slime. Long grey eel-like bodies, about a meter long with fins and tails, circular maws studded with barbed teeth, covers your position. You must face us. Hagfish like her nervousness. I can't even say that. Fuck. Oh well. Let's fight. You draw your weapon and you must fight. Why if I did this? I think I lost again. Ah, fuck. Ah, critical fail, I feel like. Okay, you know what? Fuck. I am doing very bad. Ah, cool. Yay, we defeated it. What? You struck down a hagfish overcome by 2 more horrible creatures. Oh, great. I love this. Yeah, cool. You dodge and take no damage. Awesome. That's not awesome. Yeah. Okay, cool. As you grip the second hagfish and slam it into the walls, you find you are now your knee partially submerged in the slime. More hagfish thrashing about the earth, and you become concerned that you will not be able to fight them all off. Then all of a sudden the thrashing dies down and the creature disappears down one of the many tunnels. You breathe a sigh of relief, but you suddenly sense something is not right. You must make a random roll. Okay, cool. Let's do it. You rolled a 2. If you roll a 2, I hope this is good. Have you been using a weapon? Suddenly you realize that you do not have a hold of your weapon. Cursing you moved your hand around in the slime, unable to feel it. You must have dropped in the struggle. Raise your feet and clamber up into the welcoming dry path that advance cautiously to cover death. I lost my weapon. I like that. This dusty stone corridor is so unlike the damp depth of the rest of the sewers. And it has its walls covered in the engraved symbol with those significant escape you. After a while, the corridor connects to a wide, low-ceiling chamber that resembles some sort of bizarre subterranean harbor. Several wooden correcos, correct? How the hell do you pronounce that? Correcos floats on a black water underground. The underground lake that keeps up the eastern half of the chamber. The boat and either to a stone dock corridor you must have. been following the runs along the docks before disappearing into another passageway leading you in another direction. This hidden marina is connected to the opposite port of the Orleans by great half-submerged doors in the eastern wall that are rusted shut, bound with a thick metal chain in the middle of the dock. Crumped corridor contained rock cut steep leading upwards. You became aware of the two figures watching you with interest. Sitting on the docks is a pair of tiny red-scaled sewer goblins, about knee-high to you. A thin, scrawny-limbed, horned head, and big yellow eyes. Both are fishing with bamboo poles. Yeah! First off, I'm gonna need a drink. Okay. Water. Water is good. Okay. Okay, these guys are just fishing, so... Do you want to talk to the pair? Would you like to attack these creatures? Maybe you would rather search for a boat. Alternatively, to keep handling... You know what, I mean, they seem friendly, so we can just talk to them. Good day, friends, you say, uncertain how else to address two small creatures fishing in a sewer underneath the Undercity. Actually, it's a pretty poor day, really, says one of the goblins, scowling. Ding, 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 light bulb! Well, thank you for doing that. Skitza, right, says the other slightly plumper goblin. We had no bite all day other than a bleeding hagfish, and we just finished our last bottle of wine. He nods towards a couple of empty green bottles lined up in the bottom steep upstairs. We get another one from the cellar, says Skitza. Only there's a big, unlike yourself. There's a moment I don't think a good idea to disturb them. Morinto. Disturbing them. Eh, Morinto? Yep. Can't trust those bleeding sorcerers. Who knows what they'll do? Agreed the fat goblin. Cool. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna help the goblins. They just want to have a better day, you know, getting them wine or whatever. We'll help that. Okay, let's do that. I can help you. You tell the goblins. One the sorcerer can't be too much trouble. That would be most generous, says Morinto. I understand the sorcerer in the question, but a Kali youth embarking dangerous rituals, says Skitza. Perhaps the most prudent course would be to interrupt him straight away before the ritual is complete, and then secure the bottle of wine, eh? You agree, avoiding the empty bottle precariously on the bottom step. You enter the corridor and begin ascending to the series of stepstones. Oh man. You step leads upward for a long way. Soon you arrive to a darkened wine cellar. Cobweb racks, some with bottles and some without, are creating a shadowy alcoves that you search looking for a way out. You notice a dim glow from the far corner of the cellar and stumble upon a strange scenes. A youth in a blue robe with a dark hair, tattooed forehead stands before the candle-lit sigil, reading in a low tone grimoire. Black smoke begin to bellow from the center of the signal, and you see a dark, powerful-looking form with horn and scaly tail. You are witness to a summoning of some kind of serpent. Well, we're supposed to interrupt him, so let's walk out. Much to the amazement of both spirits and the youth, you emerge from behind the wine rack and walk out into the center of the cellar. Who are you? Stammers the youth, completely lost due to your sudden appearance. By now, the spirit flame demon manifested itself as a 2 meters tall humanoid with red scaly skin, black horns, and constantly twisting tail. It spots something wrong with you with the signal and start grinning grinning unpleasantly. 2 souls for effort of 1, it says. To the amazement of the youth, it reaches down, rubs out the part of the signal which fades away. I commend you, Zoldarai, baby, by 7 gates to the mystic portal of Boxhulmedlib. I am totally Boxhumouth. Boy. Boxhumouth. Oh boy. Not good with these type of names. I order you to slay the postmaster Snipes! And listen to me, damn you! The youth shrieks. That sounds like a bad idea. Let's help out the flame demon, and you're like the young idiotic kids. I mean, okay, let's see how this ends up for him. They start to loop towards you, breathing out a great gratified said, do you have a ruby ring? If not, boom. This second you're engulfed in the fire flame. Ah, man. You are engulfed in fire and flame flowing up in your body. Yet still the spirit flame demon advances upon you, sending more red flames, loops of flame directly at you. The pain intense as you smell your own flesh burning. In the state of panic, you run around the room, banging into racks and sending bottle of wine smashing to the floor. It is too much, and you collapse to the floor, continuing to burn. Thankfully, you are put out of your misery with a great hoof comes smashing down on your skull. Then blackness follows, which removes the pain. You're a veteran! You're dead! Well, that happened. That was a nice little test. Ooh. Let's see. Anyone was actually watching us? Or me? I don't know what us is. Can I speak? Okay. That was a good test. Nonetheless, learned that I can narrate. Should work on that. And also, it's also a good test to see if the music gonna hit me with a copyright thing, because YouTube is stupid with that. Anywho. For now, I'm gonna leave it here. And probably start another game in a few minutes. So, be back in a few then.